In this lesson, you're going to learn how to serve up your user avatars. So we already explored one way we could get this done. We just need access to the binary data. We could use our read profile request to get the data. Then we could go ahead and use an image tag like we did in the last lesson to render the image. Now, the other approach we're going to explore is how we could set up a URL that's going to serve that image up. This is a URL we could use in our image tags when we're creating the client, and it's also something we could just visit in the browser to view the profile picture. So to get this done, we'll be setting up a third and final route related to user avatars. This one will be for fetching an avatar and actually getting the image back. Down below, let's go ahead and set this up using another call on router, and this will be an HTTP GET request. So right here, that is router.get to get the image, and we're going to stick with the following URL structure. It's /users/:ID/avatar. So this will provide us with a way to get the avatar for a user by their ID. Next up, we're going to go ahead and set up our route handler. So we'll have request and response set up. And right here, I do plan on using await, so I am going to set this up as an asynchronous request. Now down below, we can focus on getting the avatar for that user and figuring out how exactly we can serve that file data up so when someone visits the URL, they see an image, as opposed to seeing just a bunch of binary text. The first thing we're going to do inside of here is set up a try-catch block, as there is a chance we might not be able to find the image the person is looking for. So right here, we'll go ahead and set the try-catch statement up, and if we can't find things, we'll just send a 404 back. Right here, response.status, setting it equal to a 404 and sending it back with an empty response body. Now up above, we want to start the process of looking for the image by the user ID. So right here, let's go ahead and start by fetching the user, const user equals await with the following, that is user, uppercase U, user, dot find by ID, things we've done plenty of times before, and we have the ID on request.params.id, and then down below we can see if we actually got a user back and if that user actually has an image. So right here, if, our condition, and the code to run. Now in this case, the code down below will be if things went well and we have an image to send back. The code in here is going to handle the case where there is no user or the user doesn't have an image associated with their account. So in the condition, we're going to see if there is no user or there is no user avatar field. If either of those are true, that's a problem for us, and we are going to throw a new error. That's going to stop the execution of the try block and immediately jump down to catch, so a 404 can be sent back. Now we could choose to include an error message if we wanted to, but since I'm not taking advantage of it down below, it's completely optional and can be left off. Now right here, we want to run the code we want to run when things go well, and there are two pieces to this. The first, yes, is to send back the correct data, but we also need to tell the requester what type of data they're getting back. In this case, we have to tell them it is a JPEG image. If it was a PNG, we would have to tell them it's a PNG image. And right here, we get that done by setting a response header. You can set up response headers by using the set method on the response object. So for us, that is res.set, and it takes two arguments, a key value pair, the name of the response header we're trying to set, and the value we're trying to set on it. Now, the name of the one we need to set here is content type. It is a very popular header specified with almost every single response from any server ever. Now, if we don't specify our own, Express is really smart and it can specify it for us, which is why we haven't had to do anything so far with this header. When we send JSON back, Express automatically sets the content type header equal to application/JSON. Now in this case, we're not sending JSON back, so we don't want to use this header value for content type. Instead, we'll be using image/JPG. Perfect. The last thing to do is to actually send the data back. So response.send, that's going to be user.avatar. And with this in place, we should be able to access the image for a user by their ID. This is something we should be able to access in an image tag or by just directly typing it in the browser. So what I'm going to do is start by heading over to Robo3T, and I'm going to copy the ID of my one user to the clipboard. Right here, I have that user. I'm going to copy that ID. Now, this user currently doesn't even have a profile image as we deleted it a bit earlier in the last lesson. Over inside of Postman, let's go ahead and recreate it. I'll use upload avatar once again to upload profile pic. I'll send that off, and now they should have a profile pic associated with them. We can check this by heading over to the browser and messing around with it. I'm going to crack open a new tab, and we're going to head to localhost on port 3000 /users / the ID we copied to the clipboard / avatar. When I do this, I would expect to see that picture showing up, and here it is. So we've successfully allowed users to upload profile pictures, and now we've also given clients a way to fetch those profile pictures using the following URL structure. Now, this is a regular image. I could right-click it and I could save it to my machine. I could do whatever I wanted with it, including using this inside of HTML markup to render the image to my client-side application, whether it was a web app, mobile app, or any other app with an internet connection. Now let's grab this URL and see how we could use it in our HTML. So I'm going to copy this to the clipboard. I'm going to head back over to JSBin, and we're simply going to delete this image tag altogether. I'll highlight the entire line, trashing it, and we'll recreate the image tag from scratch. That'll be an image, img. Then we set up the source attribute. This time around, we're not doing anything complex, so we don't have to say that it's data of a specific type in this encoding. We simply provide the URL. When we do that, the browser automatically fetches the image, and down below we can see it just like we had in the past. So now we have a way for users to be able to access those profile pictures, and that's where we're going to stop for this one. In the next and final lesson for this section, you're going to learn about how you can automatically crop and format images to fit your specific needs. I'm excited to get to that, so let's jump right in to the next lesson.